Hello and welcome. Today's date comes in that of Monday. It is the 19th day of October 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel where, like always, all bets, trades, and of the like is within each's own risk and their own reward. We're going to take a look at several of these precious metal markets in the crossing: silver versus the US dollar, silver versus the Canadian dollar. Let's take a look at what later after that with gold against the US dollar, gold price against silver, and the price of Bitcoin against gold. And then that's what I'm going to show. So we'll start off within silver US crossing and the daily term time frame. Markets can correct one of two ways: price and or time. And here we have from start of May. Price action at about $15 change. Oh, when you like to be buying silver at that, even 20% spot high or 20% premium above that 18. Yeah, you're not going to do that anymore. Question is, will we ever see silver below 20 again? The answer could very easily be no. We'll see in time, but we see that it broke out above this. There's correctionary through time in here from May 19th-ish or so, and then June 26th it was showing strength at the 18 average of highs and started its up run. A low rate of ascent from June 30th up to about July 20th. And then, beautiful rate of ascent twice from that 20th of July to 8/28th with an intra-move correctionary price correction. Then another one lasted about 5, 6, 7 days or so to this high on August the 7th. Market has a correction through price right down to a 23.6% Fibonacci level from the low to the high, and doing it instantly within the day or 2 days. And then from that point on, it just really has a sideways correction. Another correction through time or price, piercing below the key fib mark, but never breaking down further, thus congesting and correcting through time amongst the area. Which to me is very big to the sense that, okay, so this is normal. You have like the move up and then you have your small correction. You do this again for leg 2 higher. I've seen that so many times. Then you have your first big leg mover, and to hit like a 23.6 like this and rebound, this is one of those bullish and bearish spots where it's going to rally, and it did. Because we're supposed to, more times than not, find support here, especially on the one quick move down. But we know in here, if we come and fail this, we're going to come back down here. And there was a failed breaker here, August 31st, September 1st. But I'm looking at this as a much bigger failed breakdown now. So we come back down to retest previous level, unable to rally up to, we still haven't yet, to previous level of support at about the 26 low change area. But it does take it down pretty nicely as far as leg lower from here to here. Piercing noticeably above this, telling me that, okay, so we're probably going to have a move down to like a statement. You're going to go to probably go below this line, like 20.5 or something minimum. Okay. And it still might, but until I see it breaking down below 18 average of lows, which is like 23 low change right now, I ain't going to give it any reason I think that's going to come yet. And well, now after I see this holding in there so long, it has this little breakout attempt on October 11th, 12th, really on the 11th, a good hold day on the 12th. But you have this down day on the 13th, and then the way it's corrected for the 3 previous days, and today looking like it's going to break out. To me, getting out above this high, and as it's stating right now, I like the probability odds that this thing has the potential for some significant moves as we move forward. On the shorter term time frame, we can see how we've been supporting this level that we kind of resisted in here. That's all nice and dandy. After this down move, we've had a situation on the 22 stamp here where it got above the highs, continuation, and then even really continuation and holding within this period here. So very much nice on the short term time frame, but getting above this level of resistance in here. So now up, it's already tested the low end of this point. Yeah, it probably looks like we're going to even at least retest the high of 25 2/3. Shouldn't take too long. I wouldn't be surprised by Tuesday, Wednesday, if not today, that it's got, today would be big if it could but whatever, if it does another 3%, it's already up like 3 or so right now as it is. Let me just see what the rate of ascent is. 2.1. We'll look at the Canadian dollar. Maybe that was the one that I seen that was up 3. And then the numbers are whatever for where they say the closed number was and everything. But with that being said, Looking at this on other time frames, on the weekly chart, still correcting within the 18. It's got to get even well above that to start to say that on a more longer term that this move, and what a move it's been, from leg 1, from this low to this high, leg 2, but really from like the 17 change areas we've been familiar with for so long. So like whatever, this was just, why did we go down here? Okay, it came back to where it should have been the whole time, so I'm just going to mad this rally because it should never have been down in the first place or whatever. But yeah, so we've been up to here with this, several green periods in a row, with the last 3 being the biggest ones. And if we can correct it within the 18, and so far so good, then break out above again, getting it above this 27 low. Oh boy, this thing could probably break this level. Then we'd be talking about breaking, and now filling up the retracement to the previous high of about the $50 mark. I'm now adjusting the key Fibonacci marks or levels as it happens to work within this low, this high. This is a 23.6% correction. And, well, I mean, wow, it resisted it. 38.260. No, this is 38.2, 61.8, and 76.4. So it came up to the 38.2 at 20.5 and didn't resist it. So next concise move to next key level. Is that going to happen? Or did that happen? Yes. Did it resist it? Yes. Has it corrected this so it's officially within the 18? No. But I don't care about if it does it. Because if I see a good sized red candle and this thing's starting to break out, if you have a period where you have like up move, side, like a nothing, like a hold move, 2 great up moves, 1 big red down move, but nothing like, but holding well on the Fibonacci retracement. And then you get another big move to go back within 1 or 2 periods. If it happens this week or next, it starts to go up. That's just a powerful setup. That's to be like, yeah, 35 1/3 is like almost a give me fast, probably really fast, and probably soon. And I don't know what the resistance percentage will be there for. Will we have much? All that type of stuff, so on and so forth. Now let's switch it over to the Canadian fiat currency cross, and a little bit of an uptrend here on the daily little chart. Ascending triangle, same sort of deal with the Fibonacci on the United States side, really congesting within it, and a breakout of this. Oh my goodness, we probably have some fun, interesting things. And the reason why I thought it was 3%, 8:15 in the morning. This is when I remember seeing it like 30 cents higher, and it says it's up 2% now. And I would have looked at it at the high, like, oh wow, silver's up 3. This is sweet. I'm thinking. So for the last little bit, it's been a while. I've been planning this video out, and so on and so forth, because it's 9:04 now, and I was looking at this at that time in the morning. Anyway, let's take a look at, I mean, within the Canadian dollar, pretty much the same sort of deal. I mean, big difference, of course, is here, this is where silver hit a top. United States was $49.81. Here it was $47.34. Meaning it was like a 4 or 5% difference in the Canadian US dollar cross, where the very rare time the Canadian dollar had more value than the US. And well, this one only went down to like 18.20 as its support, and because of the Canadian US cross again, and now the same sort of reasons again, doing the same deal, but it's now doing it within this congestion field. So most likely when silver gets to like 32 or 33 or whatever, it's going to be like here. Silver gets to 50 US, and or maybe we might be looking at like, say, a 25% ratio on the US Canadian dollar. That might be like 63 or 64 Canadian then, or 65. We'll see. But to me, it's almost, I can't say guarantee or sure shot, the word lock in the betting industry that I've been familiar with. But it's as close as to I can ever get with it, because I'm so against saying it unless it's like 100.0000% or not, or greater than 99.999% likelihood of happening. But that's pretty damn good in my opinion. Anyway, let's take a look at the gold price next. First, take a look at quickly against the Canadian dollar, then we'll go to the US. We have a pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, now we're at 5. That's a lot for one move. And it could go 6, 7, who knows how many more. 5 correctionary phases within the 18. This one lasted for about, a weekish or so. Oh, actually, this is a weekly time frame. This lasted about 8 weeks. That lasted about a bit more than that. That was intra-week. This lasted a month or so. And right now we've been in this now into its second month. You know what? I don't know how much more time. Maybe another 2 more weeks or so. But I would be surprised breaking about 26 and a quarter Canadian that this thing keeps going. And every single time I see this, it's going to be weak resistance. Sort of like here. How was resistance at 2070? Not good. And then in here, how was resistance at 2344 here? Not too good. Okay, so then we established this high at 2476. No resistance here. Oh, by the way, the last established high is around... oh, exactly. I can give you that. $2,763.04. And of course, on the monthly chart, just a phenomenal breakout move. Upwards, sideways, upwards. Now the US chart. And on the monthly term time frame, I should even draw some more of this in without even looking at my data on my... Didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do was move this back so I can see the years clearer. Just for something to do. What year are we talking here? 75. Okay, so gold and I don't got no more. Well, gold is basically this. I was hoping for different years. I don't know why I spent extra time doing that. And again, that happens. Just trying to do this. So gold goes in an uptrend. Now, this was an interesting spot because you can see here, this was a low of 100. This went up to 200. So technically, this did go up to about here. And that's when they said, oh, people, gold's legal. Yeah, 200 down to 100. After it was 35 before that. So from this point, great up move. From 100 up to 8x move. And then markets correcting through price or through time. Price, and overall this whole thing is a big time correction. But what a move in here. And how many times did the 18 average find support on this one? That's just our 18 lows. And I mean, a lot of times the highs did the job because you figure you have this move in, one support on the highs. I don't want to count this. Then this support on the highs, so 2 on the highs. This was an okay move, support on the lows. Oh, yeah, closer to the lows. And then it really grinded the highs, showing strength for quite some time. And then here's a nice little one in here, which little one, yeah, 2008, yeah, when it went from 1,000 to 700, that was a little move. Looking at this via this move because it never violated the 18 and barely got it flat. Never could barely get it down, if anything much at all. And then it kept rolling. And then we have support here piercing above the 18 average of highs more times than not. And then, of course, to this final run in here with this last failed breakout. And then the violation of the 18 average of highs, which happened in like 2013. Leg lower, resisting it, and then, getting above it. Since getting above it, how is it done in its first rebound attempt? Establish resistance, support the lows. Holding and staying above it. Yes, it went below it, who cares? So, and then it gets above it, a couple of opportunities to try to break it. I call those failed breakouts, oftentimes not this time from failed moves. There's a fast move in the opposite direction, but it wasn't much of a failed move to begin with. So small failed move here, you could have said this is a fast move here. Yeah, but what it's worth though, this still was a higher low to here. And then it makes a lower high, higher low. So it corrects this through time. And then getting above this, oh boy. And that's exactly what's happened. This move doesn't even have any evidence of being over. Not yet. As this could be a situation where I've been talking about, all the times we're supporting the 18 average of like highs and lows. Well, how about we support it well above it? Because that's what's going to be the case here if we start rallying. To have this rally up here, pull back down intra-period, barely down for the month. Last period have a down month of 4.2%. Interesting number for some people, but or 4.20, I should say, because of the number there. But anyway, and then if you support this and you start, that's just a strong setup, I think. If you have it from starting from here, the March lows, and that's of course, wow, what those lows were anyway. 1, 2, 3. These 4 green candles to act as in such a sideways move. The smallest of a good down move, I guess you could say this. And then any type of bullish formation there, while that smallest down move stays well above the 18 highs. And then you see it moving and breaking above this resistance. If you see this anytime in the near term, which is before the end of the year even, and really before the Super Bowl, if you see this at 2100, oh boy, what a year 2021 is going to be. Anyway, let's move on to the price of gold. Anything to show the shorter term, daily term time frame? Lower highs, one lower low to this, but not much of one. An attempt to get above the 18 average of highs, but so far looking like a successful correction. It's really got to get above 1945, I think, for me to see that this thing could get up to 2000 at least. Fibonacci from this high to this low would be like, 2000 or so would be the 61.8. Let's take a look at gold against Bitcoin. Then we're going to take a look at gold against silver. And right now, you need 6.08 ounces of gold to buy a Bitcoin. So when this goes up, that means Bitcoin is overperforming gold. And when it goes down, gold is overperforming Bitcoin. So since September, it has been, Bitcoin, look at the volatility, 515 to like 608. That's 15, 16%, not bad. But the setup here is telling me that Bitcoin is going to overperform gold here pretty soon because we have this high, nice correction. I like how the previous day did this and how it's showing me this day so far. On the weekly term time frame, this is a bullish pattern for Bitcoin. And on the monthly chart, it has been, and it's just hanging in there within the 18 average of highs. If both markets go up against the dollar, which one does better? And that's really, I think, what this is going to come down to, and it really has the whole time. If Bitcoin does its thing, good luck gold doing its thing. But the way gold's going, it's live to saying, we may be a huge underdog as far as being dominant as far as huge X moves. We get our ass kicked at us in gold for our 20, 40 X moves. No, they just don't happen. Not going back to 1960, they might. 35 times 10 is 350. We're about 60X from the 35 lows or something on gold. But so they both go up. But if gold ends up doing a 3, 4, 5, 6,000 deal, it will get interesting. That's where it comes down to. And then if Bitcoin decides it wants to, the floor, then Bitcoin goes down 3, 4, 5X and gold's down 30%. Well, then we'll know that this will go down and gold will be doing better than that. As it goes on to play, I think I'm going to make this prediction now. I might be right, it might be wrong. I think that this market will live longer than the gold US dollar cross, which I think is a very bold statement. In that, there will come a time where people just won't even give a crap about the US dollar versus gold price. Why would you? At least unless you're looking at history, of course, but for current times. Because there just really won't be... there'd be a time where the US dollar just be it just really doesn't be traded anymore. It just doesn't exist. And Bitcoin still does. And that we'll see. And then I'm actually going to flip the script a bit. I'm going to leave a wild card, meaning I'm going to leave Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin will remain versus gold, whereas against the dollar. Because actually I do feel Bitcoin, I can talk long term about Bitcoin. A long term could be within this decade and should be within this decade because it just started. Bitcoin, oh my goodness. I don't like it long term at all. And I do like Bitcoin Cash, and for the reasons I don't like Bitcoin, which is basically times of transactions, and I don't care too much because that's a good thing about Bitcoin. But the mempool, the fees, all that type of stuff, it can get bad for Bitcoin, where I think the Bitcoin Cash fixes those problems there. And then, of course, the cost of mining Bitcoin. I'm not, that's why, but I'm more bullish on Bitcoin than I am the U.S. fiat currency. Let's take a look next at gold against the silver ratio. That's currently in at about 77.25 right now. And volatility extreme. Because you look at the size of these moves in here, yada, yada. And then welcome February 20th this year. Okay. So 3 good green candles up on the ratio with a sideways move on the second of 4. it finished this month, the ratio up 14.5. And it got up to some unprecedented levels to a lot of people. 100 and a quarter. 125 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. Okay, wow. Supporting where we came from, but not for that long and not for that much of a price. Yeah, maybe a week. Oh, no, maybe 2 months. Something in daily chart for 7. Because I look at, like I say, about 6-7 periods, so I think a week. But no, I see 6-7 periods, that's a couple months. And then the months of July and September or August. Months of June, weeks. This is week. But these 2 weeks here. Big moves. So, yeah, not as volatile with these moves, but you have the low volatile in the consolidation. Then you pick up this green candle move up, but it's not holding it the greatest right now, but it's still holding. Because as long as the 18 average of lows stays, then you got to give the benefit of the doubt that this still has a chance. The green candle up move, which means you can get above the high and then go much higher for, I mean, you're still making a higher low to this key here. I mean, and it can break down to like 50 or 45 and make a higher low to this too. But it's all going to come down to the 18 on this. Clear break above this is 82.5. And then at that point, I'll be looking for a pretty decent chance of breaking this resistance, and a statement move concise is probably coming soon to 90 2/3. If I see this breaking down below the 18 average of lows, which we can see it coinciding with Fibonacci at 74.28, if I see weakness in this general area, then okay, yeah, I would think it's going to break this support and then test some sort of new area. Next Fibonacci coming in at 53 high change. On the daily term time frame, it's showing the weakness on the lows now. From the March highs, you go down and you go sideways. A rally attempt here failed. A huge down move. Its correctionary move, wasn't able to do much in here. There was a failed breakout attempt in here, which caused a little delayed fast move to the downside. Huge leg lower. Just now the volatility of correcting through time, but not for that long. And then the leg to this established low now hit twice because it hits this level in the highs. Showing a lot of weakness here, not breaking down. Thus, it established this rally. But since the rally has came into play, you have a green candle up September 30th and again on October 6th. And they both got rejected relatively fast. And this last one even worse. Because in here, you got rejected with 3 days down to give it back. Okay, but you get that rally back and then a day down, hold, and then a pause on that day. Then you broke that shorter term level of support. Ooh, statement again. And within the establishment of the support, we've now seen how we had the 3 days hit within the 18 like this, and now starting to break down below the lows. To me, this looks like we're probably going to be breaking down from here and then come back into this. If it does or doesn't, whatever happens. But the setup to me looks very bearish at this point. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.